Hello everyone. So welcome to the new episode of Total Quality Management. Happy morning, happy afternoon and happy evening whatever the time you are watching this video. So welcome back to my channel. So my channel name is Professional Tutor for Engineers. So today we will discuss unit number 1. Unit number 1 is introduction. So in that lecture number 5 we are going to discuss. So if you have not watched my previous lectures, you can go to my channel and take a look at that. So in unit 1 introduction and lecture number 5, so we are going to discuss about gurus of TQM, a brief introduction to gurus of TQM. So in my previous lectures, so I have covered the various topics like introduction, need for quality, evaluation of quality, definition of quality, dimensions of product and quality, definition of TQM and basic concepts of TQM. So all those things are covered in my earlier lectures. So if you would have not gone through that, you can go and have a look at that. And today's class will discuss about gurus of TQM. So what are the topics we are going to cover today? So today we are going to cover gurus of TQM and Edward Demings 14 points, and additionally we will be studying a case study implementing Demings 14 points in Toyota Motor Corporation. So how this Demings 14 points en route to quality is being implemented in Toyota car manufacturing company. So now we will discuss about gurus of TQM. So who are the gurus of TQM? So what do you mean by guru? So guru is nothing but, as we all know, a person, a senior most person who teaches or practices some particular philosophy or whatever it is. Okay. So gurus of TQM. So there are so many gurus of TQM. So many people have researched, they have practiced and how to implement quality in a particular manufacturing company. So when you're coming to these gurus of TQM, so there are so many gurus and American gurus as well as Japanese quality gurus. So when you're coming to American quality gurus, so we have Walter A. Shehart, W. Edwards Deming, Joseph M. Juran, and Philip Crosby, Armand Feigenbaum. So these people are called as American quality gurus, and similarly in Japanese quality gurus also are also there. So they also have contributed to quality. So they have researched quality and they have followed some procedures to implement quality in a particular manufacturing company. So for example, Japanese qualities gurus, you can tell Karo Ishikiwa, Jenichi Takuchi, Shiogyo Shingo, and Masaki Imai. So these are all few gurus for Japanese. Okay, so they also have contributed to the total quality management. So how to implement quality in a particular manufacturing industry or a particular company. So even though there are so many gurus of TQM, so mainly we are focusing only on three gurus. So that is W. Edwards Deming and Joseph M. Juran and Philip Crosby. So we are going to discuss what procedures they're recommending to implement in a company to improve the quality of the product. So it is highlighted, you can see in this slide. So it is highlighted. So this will come on these three concepts only will be covering in our syllabus. So now we will discuss the quality guru's contribution in detail. So you can see here Deming's contribution. So Edward Deming is one of the senior quality guru. So he has implemented so many concepts. He has researched, he has written books on how to implement quality. So only is called as the senior quality guru. So Deming's contribution can be grouped under the following four topics. So first one is Deming's 14 points on route to quality. So he has suggested some 14 points to be implemented to maintain high quality in a company. So that is called as Deming's 14 points on route to quality. And next one is Deming's cycle or PDCA cycle. And third, seven deadly diseases of management. And fourth one is system of profound knowledge. So this Deming's contribution can be classified into these four topics. So out of these four, so in today's session, so we are going to cover Deming's 14 points on route to quality, and the rest of the one will be covered in the later sessions. So now we will start with Deming's 14 points for management. So, so Edward Deming is suggesting some 14 points for the management, how to implement quality, how the quality can be implemented in a particular company and how it can be improved. So he has suggested some 14 points, that is the route to quality. So now we will discuss one by one in detail. So Deming's first point for en route to quality is create constancy of purpose for the improvement of the product and service. So this is the first point of Deming. So here what is telling is, so he is telling that they need to work on a long time. So the companies need to work on long time, so they should have long term goal, and the product quality should be continuously increased. Okay, so that is what the meaning of this point. So create constancy of purpose for the improvement of product and service. So they should have a long term plan. So they should how to increase the product as well as service of the quality. And next one, second Deming's point is adopt the new philosophy. So what does this mean? Adopt the new philosophy is nothing but, so new procedures has to be implemented in the shop floor. So what is he means to say is adopt the new philosophy. So adopt the new philosophy is nothing but new methods or procedures to be followed. So normally, so in case if there is any problem during manufacturing of a particular product, so in the initial stage itself it has to be identified and stopped. So normally what they used to do, they used to, after producing the product, they used to check for inspection. So and after that only the product defect will be rectified. So instead of that, so in the initial, the product quality has to be implemented in the initial stage of the manufacturing of product. So at the initial stage itself, if any defect is identified, so immediately it has to be stopped. So what he means to say is the quality has to be started from the initial stage of manufacturing. So like this new philosophy has to be adopted in the company to improve the quality of the product. So this is about adopt the new philosophy. And the third point of Edward Deming's en route to quality is cease dependence on inspection to achieve quality. So cease dependence on inspection to achieve quality. So this meaning is the same as we discussed in the second point, cease dependence. So inspection should not be a individual part. So in the beginning itself, in the starting stage of the manufacturing itself, it has to be the quality has to be implemented. So for example, in the first process itself, if any defect is identified, so immediately the process has to be stopped, rather than after finishing the product finding the defect. So it will lead to loss. So it has to be avoided. So inspection has to be implemented in the initial stage rather than after manufacturing. So, and the fourth point is end the practice of awarding business on the basis of price tag alone. So, what does this mean? End the practice of awarding business on the basis of price tag alone. So, for example, you can see a company is purchasing some particular components from vendors. So, what they will do? So, generally, the procedure is they may ask for quotation, and the whoever the vendor is quoting very less price, the components or parts will be purchased from them. So Deming is insisting that that practice has to be stopped, and instead of that minimize total cost by working with a single supplier. So he's telling that you have a long term commitment with the supplier, and so that you can get at a good quality price. So if you can give some long term business so that the price can be reduced. So instead of having 10 suppliers, you have a long term relationship with one supplier, and so that the quality also can be increased and the cost also can be reduced. And the fifth point is improve constantly and forever every process from planning, production, and service. So improve constantly. So Deming is particularly focusing on continuous improvement. So for example, we say so small savings, big returns. So each and every day, if you're doing some small savings, so after some particular time, might be some 1 year or 2 year, so the small savings will turn into huge amount. So similar way, so Deming is telling that improve constantly. So every day, small improvements can lead to better quality of the product. So he is particularly stressing that constant improvement has to be done on daily basis, in whether it is in product, in production, or planning, or service. So small changes can bring better results in future. So that has to be followed. And the sixth Deming's point en route to quality is institute training and retraining. So the company has to train its employees. So before starting a particular project or a particular new product, so the 3 months of training has to be given to the employees who are working on that project. So that is called institute training and retraining. So the employees has to be trained well in that particular area. And the seventh one is adopt and institute leadership. So adopt and institute leadership. So adopt and institute leadership means the leaders in the company or supervisors in the company are there to guide their subordinates. So then they need to lead from the front and help their subordinates in achieving the quality. So for example, in Toyota company they used to tell go to Gemba. So what does this mean? Go to Gemba means the manager or supervisor, they need to go to the shop floor and help their subordinates and guiding them in achieving the quality. Okay, so that is called as go to Gemba. So adopt the institute leadership. So that means the leaders need to go to the shop floor and help the operators or their subordinates in achieving quality. And the eighth Deming's point is drive out fear. So what do you mean by drive out fear? So drive out fear is nothing but the target. So for example, generally we may see in all companies they may be giving target for employees. In a particular day you need to produce this many components, so that has to be eliminated. So the fear of the employee has to be eliminated, and they need to give some time. So they need to learn the process and improve the quality. So the fear from the employees should be removed. So the supervisor has to guide them and properly make them to achieve the quality in their product. And ninth one is break down barriers between staff areas. So break down barriers between staff areas is nothing but, so for example, in a car manufacturing company or whatever the product manufacturing company, so all people like people from R&D, design, production, quality, so everybody needs to involve in the quality, in improving the quality. So they all need to work together to improve the process or quality of the product. So these barriers between them has to be broke down. So what they need to do, they need to sit together and solve the problem related to the production and improve the quality of the product. So this is called as breakdown barriers between staff areas. And the 10th point is eliminate slogans, exhortations and targets for the workforce. So eliminate slogans is nothing but, so normally we can see the company slogans. There will be slogans like zero defects. And target is nothing but each and every employee, they will be having certain targets to be achieved by end of the day or by end of the week or by end of the month. So these concepts has to be eliminated. So Deming is suggesting that these type of concepts should be eliminated. So rather than, they can give training, they can give training and tools that can be used to achieve quality. So these things has to be followed, he says, to for achieving good quality. So instead of giving slogans, sticking slogans in all particular areas like zero defects, like that, so eliminate this type of procedures. And we need to help the employees by giving them training and tools to improve the quality. And the 11th point is eliminate numerical quotas for the workforce and numerical goals for management. So eliminate numerical quotas is nothing but, again it is related to target. So don't give target to the employees. For example, uh, for the company if you say 100 cars per month, or for employees you can tell some 20 components per day. So Deming is suggesting that giving targets to the employees has to be eliminated. So rather than, they need to find how the part can be manufactured in shortest time. So once the process gets smoothened, so automatically the quality can be increased. So target giving target should be avoided. So if you make the process flow smooth, so automatically you can produce more number of components. And the 12th point is remove barriers that rob people of workmanship. So again, so superiors have to help their subordinates in achieving quality. So for each work done by the operator, he is responsible and he knows the safety of the customers. So that barriers has to be removed. So the employees should not work with fear. So they're the pride of their workmanship. So whatever they're doing, so they're the owner for their work done, and they know that how their work will impact the customers. So that barriers has to be removed, so supervisors has to guide them. And the point number 13 of Deming's point says institute a vigorous program of education and self improvement for everyone. So institute a vigorous program means, so all the employees, they need to be trained. So they need to be gone under frequent training to improve the quality in the organization. And the 14th point is put everybody in the company to work to accomplish the transformation. So put everybody in the company to work to accomplish the transformation is nothing but from the CEO of the company till the operator. So everybody has to get involved to improve the quality of the product. So, or to make transformation in the product, to make changes, continuous improvement in the product. So these are all the 14 Demings 14 points for implementing quality in a company. So now we will discuss a case study. So whatever the points we have discussed, Deming's 14 points. So by using a case study, we will see how it is being implemented. So in Toyota Motor Corporation, so they have implemented this 14th Deming's point, and we will see how they have implemented and what is the output of implementing Deming's 14 points en route to quality. So as we discussed the few four Deming's 14 points, so first point is create constancy of purpose. So create constancy of purpose is nothing but long-term goal. So as I said, it is a long-term goal of the company. So how Toyota did it? So how Toyota acted for the Deming's point number one. So long-term vision. So Toyota company had a long-term vision. Make ever better cars. So make ever better cars, not quarterly profit chasing. Invested decades in hybrid tech pre-use. So that means that the Toyota company has invested in long-term car, that is pre-use. So they have invested in hybrid vehicle pre-use. So to improve the continuous quality in their product or to introduce new cars. And point number two, adopt the new philosophy. So how Toyota company has adopted the new philosophy? No defects accepted. Stopped entire line if a problem found. So it is called as Jidoka. So no defects are accepted. So defects cannot be accepted in the manufacturing shop floor. So here what they are telling is once a defect is identified, immediately the entire line has to be stopped and any worker can pull the hand on cord. So that means it is a signal to stop the process. So that is called as adopt the new philosophy. Cease dependence. Uh, 14th third Deming's point is cease dependence on inspection. So as we discussed, C's dependence on inspection is that so we should not inspect by after the entire product is manufactured. So instead of that, in the initial stage itself, the inspection has to be implemented. So how Toyota Motor Corporation has implemented? Build quality into process with Poka yoke, mistake proofing, parts only fit one way. So the above point will says that so quality has to be built in the initial process itself, so that in the initially itself we can identify if any defect in the product so that huge loss can be avoided. And the fourth Deming's point is end awarding business on price alone. So how Toyota has implemented. So long-term suppliers treated as partners. So Toyota company, so they treated their long-term suppliers as partners and they shared their designs and helped them improve to reduce the defect less than 1%. So since they are having a long-term commitment and long-term relationship and they know the entire company's process, the defect in the product supplied by the suppliers were less than 1%, which has helped a lot in improving the quality of the product. And the fifth point is improve constantly. So how Toyota Motor Corporation has improved the process constantly. Kaizen. So Kaizen is nothing but small improvements on daily basis. So these are all Japanese term. Kaizen, Poka Yoka. So kaizen is nothing but daily small improvements by every worker. So 1 million plus ideas per year from employees. So daily small improvements lead to huge change in the process or quality. And the sixth one is institute training on the job. So how Toyota company has implemented, so 3 months training, so 3 months of training are being given to the employees of Toyota Motor Corporation before starting the line. So senior workers mentors juniors. So the senior workers will train the juniors and they will guide them how to improve the quality. And seventh one is institute leadership. So how Toyota company has implemented the Demings seventh point. So Demings seventh point is institute leadership. So supervisors help workers remove barriers, not blame. So what Deming is telling, that institute leadership is nothing but, as we discussed, so the supervisors must guide and help their subordinates. And similarly, go to Gemba, managers go to actual workflow. So go to Gemba, as I discussed earlier, it is nothing but the managers have to go to the shop floor. They need to supervise the subordinates and help them and train them in achieving quality. And the eighth one is drive out fear. So how the Toyota has implemented this eighth Demings point. So hand on card with no punishment. So here drive out fear is nothing but, as we discussed, so every employees they will be giving target. So everybody will work with fear. So Toyota company has removed the concept of no punishment. So if an employee makes a mistake, so he should not be punished. So that concept has been implemented and reporting problems is rewarded. So additionally, reporting problems, for example, an employee is having a problem. So if he is reporting earlier, so he is being rewarded. So bad news first. So that what will happen is huge loss can be avoided. So whenever there is a problem and it is reported, so huge loss can be avoided by eliminating the particular defect or problem. Okay, so this culture was followed in Toyota. So normally what they would do, the employees will be in fear. For example, if they make some mistake or if they are not able to achieve the required target, so they may be punished. So instead of that, so Toyota company has implemented that no punishment for the employees if they make some mistakes. So if they are, rather than if they are reporting the problem in the initial stage, so they are being rewarded because a huge loss can be stopped. And the ninth point is break down barriers. So break down barriers is nothing but, so problems associated in the workplace. So cross functional teams, design, manufacturing and sales sit together to solve the problem. So in Toyota company, so different people, experts from the different departments like R&D, production, quality, so all sat together to solve the problems related to the product or process. And finally they improved the quality of the product. So such type of barriers has to be broken down so that they can work effectively to achieve the required quality. And tenth Deming's point is eliminate slogans, and how Toyota company has eliminated. So slogan is nothing but, so uh, putting some notices in the working premises. So for example, no zero defects. So no zero defects posters. So instead of putting some posters like that, so Toyota company has implemented, the workers were given tools and training. So they were given tools and training to achieve the quality. So instead of putting a poster that no zero defects, they are giving training to how to avoid zero defect, how to eliminate the concept of zero defect, so without any defect how to produce the component. So if you are giving the tools required and training so that the operator can improve the quality. So and the 11th point is eliminate quotas. So what do you mean by eliminate quotas? So how Toyota company has implemented this Demings 11th point. No 100 cars per shift target. So eliminate quotas is nothing but it is just but a target. So 100 cars per shift. So like this target has to be removed and focus should be on truck time plus quality. So takt time and quality, if you are concentrating on this, automatically speed comes from the smooth process. So when the process is smooth, so the speed in manufacturing will automatically increase, and so that the target will be automatically reached. So instead of that, we are fixing a target. If you are making the process smooth, so automatically the target can be achieved. So and the 12th point of Deming is remove barriers to pride. So workers see their name on engine, understand how their job impacts customer safety. So here what the Toyota is telling is that Toyota company is telling that their employees know how their impact, how their job will impact the customer safety. So they are the owners of their work. So they know clearly and how their work will impact on safety related activities. So that barriers has to be removed and the workers should be left freely to work. So that is the 12th point. And 13th one is institute education. So institute education is nothing but Toyota Technical Institute workers learn to solve problems, stats, even philosophy. So here institute education is nothing but in Toyota Technical Training Institute, see the workers will learn the problem. So how to they will get idea on how to solve the problem as well as even philosophy. So how to solve a problem when exists in the workplace. So the education, the training is provided for the uh, workers of the Toyota in Toyota Technical Institute, so that they will be aware of the process, they will be able to solve the problems by themselves, and the new philosophies they will be able to implement in their work environment. And the last point of Deming, 14th point is put everybody to work. So put everybody to work. How this point is related in Toyota Motor Corporation. CEO to janitor. CEO to janitor all do Kaizen. CEO to janitor all do Kaizen. So Kaizen is nothing but small improvements. So each and everybody from top level management to bottom level management to the operator, everybody has to work towards the continuous improvement of the quality of the product. So these are all the 14 points of Deming that has been implemented in the Toyota Motor Corporation. So I hope you would have got a good insight how this Deming's 14 points en route to quality is uh, can be implemented in the in a particular company. So what was the result? So after implementing Deming's quality points in Toyota Motor Corporation, so the result or the output was Toyota went from post-war rubble to world's number one car maker. So after implementing this Deming's 14 points, so the Toyota company has came to the number one car maker position and lowest recalls per car. So the defects or the faulty problems that were coming to the service center was very less. Lowest recalls per car and similarly highest profit per car. So similarly highest profit was earned for for the car, and 40 plus horse labor versus 60 plus horse. So the 60 horse were reduced for 40 hours. 40 horse labor versus 60 plus horse for US competitors in 1990. So the horse were reduced, and in US market, so Toyota was one of the greatest leader in manufacturing automobiles. So by implementing this, Toyota has become the number one competitor in this automobile sector. So I hope you understood. So I hope you understood how the Demings 14 principles were implemented in Toyota Motor Corporation. So that's all for today's session. So I hope you understood the concept. So I will give you a brief overview of this. Uh, I will summarize. So in today's session, we have discussed about quality gurus, different quality gurus. So out of the different quality gurus, so Edward Deming Edward Deming was one of the senior guru, and he has suggested some 14 points for implementing quality in manufacturing industry. So how these 14 points has to be implemented in a company, and similarly we have discussed how these 14 points are being implemented in Toyota Motor Company as a case study. So I hope you would have understood these concepts. So because the case study is directly relating to the 14th Demings points. So that's all for today. So thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day. So until then, it's bye from Shivraj. Have a nice day. We'll meet you with the next video of TQM. Thank you.